Welcome to Block 42 of our Celebrating the States Block of the Month. This is our version of the Tennessee block. For this block, you will need 3 fabrics: a light, a medium, and a dark. From the dark fabric, cut 8 squares that measure 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. From the medium fabric, cut 8 squares that are 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. From the light fabric, cut 32 squares that are 2 inches by 2 inches. Once all your squares are cut, it's time to head to the sewing machine. Please use 1/4-inch seam allowances. With the right sides together, place a light square on a dark square and sew corner to corner. Use all of the dark squares. Use diagonal seam tape or draw a line corner to corner on the wrong side of the light fabric to guide your sewing. Once you've used all the dark squares, do the same thing with the medium squares. Cut the pieces apart and then repeat this process on the opposite corner. You will use all of the light squares. Cut all of the squares apart and then trim the seams to a 1/4-inch seam allowance. You can use a scissors or you can go to your rotary cutting mat and cut with a rotary cutter. Sometimes I will sew a line 1/2 inch away from the first line, cut in between the lines, and then have a spare 1/2 square triangle block to use in another project. Today I decided these were too small, so they go in the scrap bin. On the medium squares, you are going to press towards the light triangles. For the dark squares, press towards the dark fabric. Next, we're going to sew the medium squares to the dark squares. You're going to make 8 matching units. If pressed correctly, where triangles meet in the center, you should have seams that nest together. Nesting seams are a little easier to sew and less bulky. After you've sewn the 8 sets of 2 blocks, cut them apart, sew 2 of them together so we're making 4 rows of 4 blocks. All 4 rows will look exactly the same. I think this block would make a great scrappy quilt. Use 3 different fabrics for every block. It would certainly eat up a lot of scraps. Press all 4 rows the same way. I'm pressing all of mine from left to right. Since you're pressing all 4 rows the same way, when you put the block together, you will turn 2 of the rows the other direction, and then all the seams when you sew the block together will nest together. To sew the rows together, I did pin for the first one, but I realized I didn't really need to, so I didn't pin the rest of the way. So you can either pin or not pin, it's all up to you. We have just one more seam and our Tennessee block will be sewn. For the final pressing, you can press all of the seams in one direction, or you can press from the back side and press those longer seams open. This block should measure 12.5 inches by 12.5 inches. Make sure to give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment for us, tell us how you're doing on your Celebrating the States blocks. Share with your quilting friends and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy quilting!